You hear that? That's football coming back to Louisiana. The Louisiana Rougarou are storming the arena with speed, power, and non-stop action, hard hits, fast scores, and an electric night out for the whole family. It all starts February 28th. 7 home games, 1 house, the Brookshire Grocery Arena. Tickets range from $24 to $34. Football isn't over. It's just moved inside. Scan the QR code to secure your tickets or visit LouisianaRougarou.com.
For the game, the Ambassador, the official hotel of your Milwaukee Wave.
Some of the fans here at Panther Arena in Milwaukee, 1-0. The Wave leads it on the goal by Alex Sanchez, his league-leading 25th of the year, unassisted at 5:35. As the Wave again starting Jerry Perez in the nets. And so employing the format called Jury Ball, as Art Kramer likes to call it, which I think is a good term. They've got Obasi Ball out in Ontario with the Empire Strikers. Here we've got Jury Ball when Jerry Perez is in. Getting the start after Willie B was in the nets for most of the game yesterday in Baltimore. Perez playing the fourth quarter. And Max Ludwig going to get called for a foul there as he knocked down Colin O'Keefe. O'Keefe and his teammate Robbie Williamson. Robbie's the guy with the big hair on the defense for the Ambush, getting ready to put in the free kick right now. They were teammates for 1 year at Buffalo State College, and that was the year after Willie Bonahene had played at Buffalo State. So Willie B and Robbie Williamson were teammates there for a couple seasons, and then Williamson and Colin O'Keefe teammates for a season. Take away Sanchez. 2-1 with Flores. He'll lay it over to Oscar. Shot saved by Pollo Cortez.
Big save that time by Pollo as he dove to his left side to knock that shot from Flores away.
Huffman will play it across. Alvarez getting chased down, but he's able to maintain. I believe that was John Gates applying the pressure.
The Wave back into their Jerry Ball here.
John Gates, whose father used to play for the Ambush. About 30 years ago, I saw this John Gates before the game and said, there's no question you're a little bit faster than your dad used to be. He got a kick out of that. This one bounced toward the empty net, but is going to come up short. That was James Thomas trying to see if he could find the unoccupied goal. Wave coming right back. Sanchez, as the ambush will quickly mark him. You better believe he's on the radar for St. Louis defensively after he popped in 5 against the ambush, including the overtime game winner last time they were here. Flores at the post will play it out. Ludwig has a look, takes a shot, blocked. Look out here. Torrealba toward the empty net. It's going to be wide as Alvarez races down, keeps it alive, and good hustle there by Ludwig to get back and get the possession. Oh, but he gives it away here, and a shot and a goal.
Yeah, it was an ill-advised shot by Ludwig at the other end that started that counter. Got to be careful with your decision-making when you're playing this style.
So we're tied at 1 apiece. Ambush taking the advantage of the turnover. Looks like Torrealba is going to get credit for the goal.
You can't take low percentage shots, which is what Ludwig did. It started that counterattack.
But still could have got out of it if he hadn't made an ill-timed pass there as well. So Daniel Torrealba, a second-year player, first with the ambush, Venezuelan native, having an outstanding season. He leads the ambush in scoring. Now 18 goals to go along with 7 assists for 25 points. He has indeed been a great acquisition for the ambush. One of the key players in helping the ambush improve from a year ago when they finished in 8th place and made the playoffs. Oh, driven in by Perez, trying to find De Silva at the near post, but he couldn't quite direct it in. And a handball going to be called now against the Wave. Unlucky there for Milwaukee. Four minutes to go here in the first period as we are tied at 1. Alex Steinwasser with it. Now here's Tanner Hodgson moving upfield. Plays it on the far side. Hodgson is one half of an identical twin duo playing for the Wave. Tanner and Carson Hodgson, identical twins from Michigan. Tanner playing in his 5th game, has yet to score any points. Here's Sanchez coming in. Shot knocked down. Thomas trying to turn and move it upfield as Perez hustles back. Great play by Alvarez to get it back.
2 good tackles by Mario.
Sanchez sent it in weakly off the board. He was trying to come back to Flores on the near side, but couldn't get it. Throw out by Cortez, stays in play. Now the Wave gets it back at midfield. Carvalho over to Sanchez. Walking in, he'll fire off the board, looking for Flores. Almost, but not quite on the Wallace score combination.
That ball kind of handcuffed Oscar Flores. The ball off the boards by Sanchez.
St. Louis racing back into the zone as, is that Ozzie Santana right there? Now let's double check on that. Oh, that's Andres Chalbad right there. Number 33. Santana's number 30. Again, I apologize, fans. These pink numbers are not the easiest to pick up from our vantage point here.
The Wave playing the ball out of their own zone. Unforced error there by Hobby Steinwasser.
So top of the arc restarts. And it comes, shot, save! Beautifully done by Perez as he makes his best save of the day.
Torrealba with a good opportunity there off the restart.
Will Esque, an excellent performer for the ambush for many seasons.
I think the one big difference is Esque, who's been their MVP the last few seasons, doesn't feel like he has to do it all himself this year. He's got a great supporting cast around him.
Good point. Good point. Still having a very productive year. 14 games, 10 goals, 3 assists for 13 points. But, yeah, that's a great point, AK. I think in past, he was the main guy and really got the bulk of the attention. Now they can spread it around a little bit. Shot in, knocked away. Perez scrambling, couldn't pick it up. And the shot back in, blocked out as Torrealba had a good follow-up attempt. Torrealba with the goal for the ambush. Alex Sanchez for the Wave. 2 minutes left first period. Tied at 1. Now Williamson up into the zone. Williamson having an excellent all-around campaign in his second season with the Ambush. He started last year with the Wave and then came over to Milwaukee in the trade that brought Frank Taillou to Milwaukee for the second half of the season.
Yeah, he's really been a presence in the St. Louis back line along with Christian Briggs and
everybody else that they've had back there as well. Not just the defenders, but the team defense in general.
Jeff Machad.
Jeff Machad, who's out today due to illness. Another excellent veteran defender. So
Gates, Martinez.
Yeah, they've got some pretty good depth back there. Ambush coming off a 13-0 win against Utica yesterday in St. Louis. One of the worst shutout beatdowns in MASL history. And the Utica team's got to travel to Kansas City today to take on the Comets. As Cortez able to gobble that one up. Yeah, I don't know, IK, if that's the most optimistic matchup for Utica after getting beat 13-0 yesterday in St. Louis. Now they're going to go take on the Comets today in Kansas City. That game will start an hour after this one.
Kansas City's got to be licking their chops here.
Thomas, the veteran out of Missouri State, turning shot through the legs of Alvarez, but a good save by Perez.
That was a good save. Actually, Willie B., we saw Baltimore score a number of those goals last night with their targets turning with their back to their goal and finishing.
I'm sure Perez didn't see that till the last second. Good reactions. He's got some room now. Pushing up into the zone. Fires a shot. Diving save. Rebound. Follow. Cam Will coming across the middle, but could not direct it in, and that will do it for the first period. So each team tallies a goal in the first period. Wave 1, Ambush 1. We'll take a break, come back for the second quarter after this on MASL TV.
Fans, I'm Henry Meany. I'm joined by Ian Bennett, Milwaukee Wave legend. Ian, thank you for being with me today. So, Ian, tonight, you played the St. Louis Ambush.
Game. This is for first place, so we got to play.
Right. Well, Ian, you're familiar with big games. You've been here since 2009, Ian, and that time you scored over 500 goals in a Wave uniform. Again, what does it mean to be putting that jersey back on? What does a Wave uniform mean to you?
Yeah, it means everything. Milwaukee's like my second home, man. And playing in this jersey with all the greats and just me following through with it, it's just been a dream come true. And just to get to put it on today, I'm so excited. So I'm trying to save all my energy so that I don't go too crazy and I don't pass out. But no, I'm so excited, man. And I just can't wait. And hopefully for a great result. And hopefully I do well.
Right. Well, then my last question for you, Ian. You guys are tied at the top of the table right now. This is a big game for you guys. You've won 3 championships in the Wave uniform. Okay, you're looking to defend that first place spot. What would one more championship mean to you?
Man, I always told the city I'd bring them 4 championships, and I'm at 3, so I'm kind of stuck at 3. So making it 4, I think will obviously seal my faith and make sure my dream came true and my statement was true. So yeah, I'm trying to deliver 4, and I think we'll get that pretty soon. So and hopefully it's going to be this year.
I love it. Thank you, Ian. Wave fans, it's 80s night. Bring the noise. We'll see you tonight at 3 o'clock against the St. Louis Ambush.
My dog Georgette was diagnosed with cancer. After her treatment, we would pass Chick-fil-A. I started seeing Mr. Brian often to get her treated.
We recognize each other. Georgette that particular day, Georgette is
I gave her a quarter because my dog saw all these boys out there just laughing and cheering. I couldn't that's just so nice.
We love all our customers that come through. This is the capital of Congratulations, Georgette.
The Ambassador, Milwaukee's landmark Art Deco hotel, is the official hotel of your Milwaukee Waves and the perfect place to meet up with family or friends before or after the game.
Hey, Abby. I see the whole band's here. Are you guys going to take the shuttle down to the game?
Yeah.
Love it.
Enjoy free parking and shuttle service to and from Panther Arena when you dine before the game. The Ambassador, the official hotel of your Milwaukee Wave.
Just about set for the start of the second period. Tied at 1 here in Milwaukee. Tom went along with Wave Hall of Famer and legend Art Kramer. As the ambush kickoff, they'll go left to right as we look at the action. Shots on goal in the first. Wave with 8, ambush 7. St. Louis with 3 block shots, Milwaukee with 2. So, Wave starting with Jerry Perez and playing the accompanying format that go with it. AK, what did you think of the first period?
Yeah, I mean, caught all of us by surprise. We found out when Marcio got here this morning, this is the way that they were going to go, but I'm sure Jeff Locker and the ambush weren't expecting it. But after the first 7 minutes of the Wave keeping full possession, the ambush finally started to get a little rhythm there the last 7.5 minutes of the first quarter.
Wave got the first goal. Alex Sanchez unassisted at 5:35, his league leading 25th. Here's a giveaway there, and a shot high by Torrealba as he had a look at the empty net. They keep it though. Falzone coming in, far side shot is deflected away. That was Colin O'Keefe. Wow, the ambush getting some pretty good chances.
I think it might have been De Silva or Huff with the block in front of Perez.
Daniel Torrealba has the only goal for the ambush. His team leading 18th of the year at 10-15. Will Eske got the assist there, so that's where he stayed. Tied at 1. Major Arena Soccer League is proud to welcome you to MASL Soccer and MASL TV. As a foul is called on Mario Alvarez. Miter is the official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League, established in 1817. Miter is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide and produces some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at miter.com. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear. Also, NXT Bets. Think you can predict the MASL? Head over to nxtbets.com to place your wagers on all the MASL this action. And the Major Arena Soccer League is proud to be collaborating with the American Heart Association to present Play with Heart Month. Visit heart.org to learn how you can support heart health. Wave regains the lead as Saucy Sanchez bags another one, and it's 2-1 Milwaukee.
Well, Sanchez, who's known primarily to go to his right side, just turned on the Blazers right there. Watch this little step-over move and go back to his left. And then he beat Pollo Cortez up high. No hesitation there. And Sanchez, who scored 5 the last time these two teams met here at the Cellular Arena, gets his second of the afternoon.
So he has now scored 7 goals in the last 2 games against the ambush here. That's 7 out of 9 goals the Wave has scored against St. Louis. Milwaukee beating the ambush 7-6 in overtime on a game-winning goal by who else? Alex Sanchez. Last time they played here, January 25th. 2-1 Milwaukee.
Well, Sanchez was a little quiet last night against Baltimore. He only had an assist, but he pulls out the fire sauce already here this afternoon.
Camwell up for Tanner Hodgson on the far side as he got knocked down, and back they come the other way. Eske with a shot. Javi Steinwasser getting a piece for the block. Has some space. He will hold it up now. As
Good decision that time by Javi to back it out.
Still early second period, 2-1 Milwaukee. Alex Sanchez with both the goals for the Wave. Double check and see on a possible assist on his second goal here earlier in the period. But yeah, you would think the ambush, after he scored 5 against them last time, would certainly make it a point to try and stop him. Javi Steinwasser still coming.
Good run
Lays it
by
off.
Javi.
Ian Bennett centering, shot at a goal! The big O, Oscar Flores, puts it in off the deflected cross from Bennett. IB should still get an assist for that, but we'll see whether they do or not. Anyway, it's 3-1 Milwaukee.
Well, the guy who made that play was Javier Steinwasser. Look at that run by Javier. Great penetrating run to beat 3 defenders.
Well, as much as Ian Bennett, I was going to say, as much as we wanted to give him an assist, I thought it was going to be unassisted, but he does get credit for the assist on the goal by Flores.
Well, when you're a goal scorer, Tom, you get those breaks from your home scorekeeper.
So, Wave with back-to-back goals to take a 3-1 lead. Oscar Flores continues his outstanding rookie campaign for the Wave. That's his 15th goal of the year. He's the 3rd leading goal scorer in the team and 4th in points.
And both those goals came with the Wave goalkeeper, Jerry Perez, back in his own area.
Well, I'll tell you one move that Wave has done today. They've put Derek Huffman in the back, moved him from his regular forward spot, and Huff has been doing a nice job back there today. Trying to muscle up right now there. A little bit too much physicality, gets called for the foul. Derek, the veteran out of Elgin, Illinois. Broke into this league as a defender, but since coming to Milwaukee back in the 2019-20 season, Huff has primarily played as a forward. Drive in, save made by Perez, and he covers up. Good strike off the free kick. And again, Perez had to try to field it through traffic. Javi Steinwasser trying to come by. Good hustle by Daniel Torrealba to knock it away. Christian Briggs will clear downfield. Wave in the yellow and black retro 80 jerseys. Moving it right to left as we look at the action. They've got the only 2 goals in the second period thus far. Again, Milwaukee has really dominated the all-time series against the Ambush since their revival in 2013, but St. Louis has been very tough on them the last couple of seasons.
And that's the situation you want there, where Perez can find Ricardo Carvalho, the lefty, down in the corner. First time they've been able to execute that combination here.
Perez pushing forward. Now will hold up. Again, you got James Thomas out front defending. Looks a little quicker than what we've seen in the past. I know he's had some leg issues, but looking pretty spry out there at the point of the 6th attacker defense for the Ambush. Mario Alvarez. Perez drives it in. Rebound deflected around. Barella trying to clear. It comes to Perez. Now moves it across. And shot by Carvalho is wide left. And Perez has got a race back to the empty net. Pressure by the Wave. Sanchez trying to get it. Sanchez trying to drop it across for Flores. It was broken up. But good pressure again by Milwaukee to win it back.
Doing a good job to pin St. Louis in after they lose the ball.
So again, Mario Alvarez with it. He is the original Super Mario of the league. Mario Falzone, as Joey Zanaboni likes to call Super Mario. He's Super Mario number 2 right now.
Speaking of original, to see Wave former trader Larry Sales is in attendance, Tom.
Yep, awesome. Great to see Larry. Oh, giveaway there. And speaking of Mario Falzone, he'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, possibly the leading contender for Rookie of the Year, Mario Falzoni. He's really helped St. Louis in the target position.
He has. I think he and Oscar Flores from the Wave are probably two of the primary candidates in that department, just like Marcio Leite, Jeff Locker for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, right.
Sanchez drives it across, just misses. Already looking for a first-half hat trick. That was millimeters from going in. Ludwig, he'll take a shot and drive it up and over, and that brings us to our media timeout. So we'll take a break, 7:40 left to go first half. It's Milwaukee 3, St. Louis 1 on MASL TV.
My dog Georgette was diagnosed with cancer. After her treatment, we would pass Chick-fil-A. I started seeing Mr. Bryan often. She would get her little treat of whipped cream.
We recognize each other, Georgette and I do. That particular day, Elaine pulls up. She said, Georgette is cancer-free.
I came around the corner with Georgette in my car, saw all the employees out there just like clapping and cheering. I started getting really emotional because I was just like, that's so nice.
We love all our customers that come through. This one just happens to have 4 legs. Congratulations, Georgette.
3-1 Wave leading the ambush here in Milwaukee. MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything major
My
arena
dog
soccer
Georgette
league.
was diagnosed with
All the latest
cancer.
news,
After her
leaderboards,
treatment,
highlights,
we
and
would
more.
pass Chick-fil-A. I started
Also,
seeing Mr.
the
Bryan
lights are bright and the
often. She would
fans
get
are
her little
loud.
treat of whipped cream.
It's a synchronized each other. Milwaukee Wave is live. That particular day, MASL TV.
I came around the corner with Georgette in my car, saw all the employees out there just clapping and cheering. I started getting emotional. I was just like,
We love all our customers that come through. This is
Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golasso Network. Alex Bastavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. And remember, as part of Play With Heart Month, commemorative team-signed Play With Heart armbands will be available for auction at MASLsoccer.com with proceeds benefiting the American Heart Association. We were looking forward to having Commissioner Keith Tozer up here. I think Keith has been delayed, obviously,
Milwaukee's
with
landmark
some of
Art
the other
Deco
commitments
Hotel is the
here today, but
official
we'll hopefully get
hotel
him up
of
here
your
by the second
Milwaukee
half.
Way, and the perfect place to meet up with family or friends before or after the
what
game.
Keith's perspective is on the season
Hey,
so far.
I see the whole fans here. Are you guys going to take the shuttle down to the
Obviously,
game?
he's very happy to be here.
Enjoy free parking and shuttle
Wasn't looking
service
that
to and
great.
from
Yes,
Panther Arena when
absolutely.
you dine before the game. The Ambassador, the official hotel of your
All right,
Milwaukee
so
Way.
St. Louis will bring it up. They go left to right here in the second period. Christian Briggs, as they work at Torrealba, broken up by Sean Esqueda. Now Mike De Silva trying to work his way through a couple of defenders. Bumped down by Briggs, but they play on. Well, one thing about St. Louis, you've got to get back in transition. They can fly down that field. Torrealba draws the foul from Mike De Silva. Haven't had a lot of whistles so far. No penalties, only a handful of fouls. You see Mike De Silva right there. Mike, another guy who's naturally been a forward in this league, but they used him as a defender as well, and he's done a great job for Milwaukee. Will pass across for Drury after the deflected shot. Javi Steinwasser comes up with it, trying to punch it ahead, but Ambush able to break it up. So Paulo Nascimento, after pitching the shutout yesterday for the Ambush, second shutout of the year in the MASL in that 13-0 victory over Utica. Relaxing back in the Gateway City today, AK.
Yeah, well, one thing Coach Jeff Locker has shown is he's not afraid to use his entire roster. He's constantly this year, in games that have been back-to-back games or 2 weekend games, he's changed the lineup significantly every time.
Well, he's got more depth probably than he's had, quality depth this season than in years past. And that's probably been a key. It kept kept guys fresh, probably kept them a little healthier. Although, obviously, big injury yesterday with Robbie Christo, their veteran forward, as that shot by SK right off the frame. Had a hat trick and then suffered a knee injury and had to go out of the game. And our best wishes for Robbie. Hopefully he's going to be okay, Robbie Christo. And the third foul on Javier Steinwasser. You've got to be careful now. One more, that would equal a blue card. If you get more than 3 fouls and a half, 6 in a game would result in your dismissal for the rest of the game. Daniel Torrealba getting called for a dive, and I think Ryan Sigich wants to have a little conversation with Mr. Torrealba as Jerry Perez is firing up the crowd. And I don't think Ryan was telling him that he liked his hair tint.
Torrealba reminds me of one of the Chihuahua forwards or the Monterey forwards, right? Hugo Fuentes, right?
Yes,
I mean, he's a good player, man. He is a good player.
He is too.
I'll tell you what.
If Torrealba modeled his game after Fuentes, he's certainly modeled him after a good player. And Oscar Flores gets dragged down. Christian Briggs will get called for the foul.
Put the ball through the legs of Christian Briggs that time. Little nutmeg.
Christian Briggs, a native of Arima, Trinidad and Tobago.
Look who we got up here in the booth.
Hey, the commish, Keith Tozer dropping by. Let's get him settled in there, and we'll talk with the commish, former longtime coach of the Milwaukee Wave. Again, Wave with the possession right now.
How we doing, Keith?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Keith, great to see you. As Perez fires a shot that's kicked out, and it'll be a kick into the side. So, Coach, great to have you aboard. Of course, you've been to a couple other games earlier this year, but today, in conjunction with the MASL Play with Heart program, and had a presentation, told your story to the fans here before the game. Again, just fantastic to have you back with us.
Well, it's fantastic to be here.
Empty net, and they score. Sorry, Coach. As the ambush rings one up on the empty net, and I believe that is Chalbad. Andres Chalbad, the Venezuelan native. And St. Louis on the board now, 3-2. Go ahead, Coach.
It's great to be here, Tom. I'm so proud that our league got associated with the American Heart Association to help fight the #1 killer of men and women, not only in the United States, but the world. So I really didn't do anything. I basically died. It was a young woman, Anne Marie, who's really the superhero. And I'm just really happy that we can go out and try to save other people's lives now.
That is the commissioner, Keith Tozer, from the Major Arena Soccer League. Well, Wave loses possession again, the ambush toward the empty net, but this time it's off the mark as Max Ludwig has it. So, very competitive league table this year. 3 teams tied for first coming into today's game. And, boy, I tell you, Keith, couldn't ask for a more competitive league on a game-by-game basis than what we've had this year.
Yeah, Tom, and the level of play has just been wonderful. The competition's been fantastic. And now this time of year, March Madness coming up, is really with the indoor soccer. And then different tactics. I mean, you saw that, Obasi pulling the 6th attacker last year was successful doing it this year. But, Art, as we always said, every decision has a reward and a consequence. So, sometimes it's too much, but we're not coaching.
Well, speaking of which, when you coached, did you ever play 6th attacker? Or when was the earliest you played it in a game?
Well, Art, again, as you know, because we worked together for many, many years as coaches, a head coach and assistant coach, I think our methodology was if you're down by 1, it was 2.5 minutes. Right. If you're down by 2, it could be 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. If you're down by 4, maybe it's 3 to 5 minutes. And if you're down by more than 4, get ready for the next game.
Right.
Well, we didn't have too many of those when you guys were coaching the Wave, that's for sure.
No, you know, we didn't even think about bringing the 6 attacker on restarts, like top of the arc or corner kicks or anything. I would think that if you're winning 3-1 or 4-1, that'd be the time to bring them up. But just in the run of play, I mean, that's something that's going to be played out, and it's the evolution of the game. You know, Art?
Yeah.
Oscar Flores getting double teamed, trying to work it out of trouble, but the ambush taken away. This time, Jerry Perez, the goalkeeper, is back as Larson Rogers, who spent last season with the Wave, made an appearance for Milwaukee. Actually scored a goal in his lone appearance for the Wave last year. He's now playing for St. Louis, number 8. Here's Chelbad, who had the last goal for St. Louis. And on the far side, Rogers with a shot. It goes out of play, but last touched by Milwaukee. You know, it's interesting, guys, when we talk about the keepers, Brian Orozco for the Empire Strikers, obviously Jerry Perez here. We had Victor Noguera, who was one of the most skilled ball-handling goalkeepers of all time. Not to mention a great shot. I wonder if these days perhaps Victor might find himself going forward a little bit more.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I don't know if Victor would have loved it or if Victor would have hated it.
He would have hated it. He would have.
But I think he could have been very successful, probably.
Well, as you know, in Mozambique and with Atlanta in the NASL, he was a center forward. So,
Right.
you know, he wanted to play center forward in practice. I have to say, guys, you know, watching NBA, the physicality, you know, 10 to 15 years ago, you only had 1 or 2 guys that were 7 foot. Now, the NBA is so many tall players that play like they're 6'2", 6'3". The physicality of our players in the MASL right now, I mean, they're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger. The technical ability has been great. I mean, the game is definitely changing. There's no question about it.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Mario Alvarez with a blast that just off line a little bit. Little touch to the middle, and Escueta trying to get it, deflects off him as the goalkeeper Cortez came out to challenge. So 1:17 left to go, first half. Tom Wynn and Art Kramer, joined by the MASL Commissioner Keith Tozer here as we come down the stretch in the first half. And as you said, Coach, we've got the Ron Newman Cup playoffs on the horizon here. Regular season will end at the end of March, and then playoffs beginning. Should be another very exciting postseason. Top 6 teams will qualify, and still at this point, everybody is still eligible to get in.
Yeah, you know, with the 8 teams we have, and we said it wasn't a step backward; it was a lateral movement, right? I think all teams are in the thick of things. I think in the next couple weeks, you'll find out maybe a little bit more, but I think it's going to come down to the health of a team. I think it's going to come down to goalkeeping. As we know, when you have a goalkeeper that can dictate shot blocking and making saves, and of course the distribution, and I think coaching staffs. I think the coaches that can make those changes at key parts of the game. Art was great at that. Art would come up and whisper in my ear and say, "Coach, hey, what do you think?" Blah, blah, blah. And Giuliano was great. I really think injuries, goalkeeping, and making adjustments as teams go through.
Speaking of Giuliano, who took over for you as coach and coached here for 11 seasons before Marcio Leite took over. Marcio, of course, another one of your former players, as this will end the half. Our best to Giuliano. I'm sure he, like the rest of the nation of Canada, a little bit down sports-wise today.
Well, wasn't it great? I mean, I'm watching Jimmy Larkin, and obviously Jimmy played for the Wave United, right? Outdoors.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think it's his nephew or his brother.
It's his nephew, yep.
Yeah.
I mean, to win the gold medal for the men the same year the women have, I mean, it's just spectacular. The thing I'm bummed about the Olympics is one thing, that when it's over, I don't get to go home and watch it because it's just been splendid. So Team USA, congratulations to not only the ones that won the medal, to get on the team and to get there
right.
is a feat in itself, and that's unbelievable. And that's why I'm so proud of the athletes, because the athletes that we have here, the players that we have in the Major Arena Soccer League are fantastic players and great role models. So JP, myself, Shep, John, everyone in the league office, we're really happy in the direction that the league is going in.
We are standing by. We're going to go down to Van McNeil. Let's send it down to Van.
All right, it's an intense game over here. Head coach Marcio Leite, we normally talk to him at this moment, the Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital Coach's Corner. He, the team, they ran into the locker room gearing up for second half. But let me take this opportunity to remind you about our commissioner, Keith Tozer, and the heart incident that he had at Boston Logan International Airport. He collapsed. The man was nearly dead. A stranger saved his life because she knew CPR. We encourage you, AmericanHeartAssociation.org online here in Wisconsin, Ascension, Wisconsin, as we check in with Danny Matos. How you doing, Coach?
Good. Happy to be here.
Yes, now a pretty intense first half here. We saw St. Louis come back here. What will be the message to the guys coming up here in the second half?
I guess our game plan is clear, right? We are pulling our goalie out. We use Jerry. He's been extremely valuable for us in these last few games. The reality is the guys are tired, right?
Right.
We came from a battle yesterday in Baltimore, a flight this morning. So it's not easy for some of the guys to be on the field and play a regular game like we normally do, right? But it's definitely a strategy that we want to utilize more in the season because we have a strong asset with Jerry, of course.
Right, well, we have depth to give Willie a break after a hard game yesterday in Baltimore. Playing hard now, but we just got to keep that intensity up, no?
Exactly. Of course, we have some stuff, jobs to do in the halftime here with the guys.
Right.
Little details here and there. But we like what we see in the first half. I think St. Louis have a lot of issues defending us, the city attacker. We're going to clean up a couple of things and be more successful, especially following up with the boards and second post, for sure.
As we know, those little tweaks in the long run make a big difference. So, Daniel, we'll let you get back there. Thank you for the time, man.
Thank you, guys.
Daniel Matos, our assistant coach of your Milwaukee Wave. I encourage you, check out the American Heart Association online. Get certified. Blood pressure screenings, all that stuff. AmericanHeartAssociation.org. Let's go Wave. This is the major arena.
Oh, my goodness!
What's going on, folks? Happy Monday. It is ASL Monday. Alex Javansky, and do not adjust your set. We've got the great Craig Elston from the San Diego Sockers. We have no sympathy for Phil right now, who's sitting on a beach in Mexico somewhere. Craig, you're stepping in, and by no means inferior. You are the man, my friend, for years with the San Diego Sockers. Thanks for joining us. How's it going, buddy?
It is going great. And, I have the opportunity to go lay on a blanket on the beach any day I want, being here in San Diego. But, I understand for Phil, it's a little bit more of a rare opportunity. So I hope he cleans out the sand from between his toes in the sandals.
And what am I talking of? Of course, being in San Diego, you can do this anytime you want. I, of course, being in the Pacific Northwest, do not have that option for quite some time. But yeah, of course, being from Utica. And by the way, got to point out, I'm not playing favorites here, folks. When we interviewed Everton from UCFC back in December, Phil and I mentioned to him how much I loved his UCFC kit. He made a point of actually sending me out this beautiful piece right here. And unfortunately, we're going to get to Everton in a second and what's gone down with him in UCFC when we cover his game. But I do just want to say thanks to him and UCFC for this beautiful piece of their uniform right here. So we've got a lot to cover, my friend, and we're going to start with your Sockers, who it's been an interesting season all around. And one of the most interesting seasons, I think, throughout the league that we've had in years with the parity. But let's start with your Sockers, because Saturday night, I think it might have been the game of the year, taking on the Comets in KC. 7-6 shootout win for your boys. But what a fantastic game. Just take us through this one and what you saw in it.
I mean, you said it perfectly. This was one for the fans. This is one of those games that both coaching staffs, both teams, and both fan bases probably have some regrets, have some gritted teeth, have some moments of consternation. For the fans, this was a game for the ages, an equalizer with 2 seconds left, a rally from 5-2 down, a red card, and a shootout at the end that goes 4 rounds. I mean, you had a little bit of everything in this one, and it was the first meeting between KC and San Diego this year, knowing that they'll play each other 5 times total in the final 6 weeks of the season. So it was a get to know you in the best and worst kind of way. And it really sets the stage for what I expect to be a wild finish to the regular season between these two teams.
And just when you think the Sockers had this thing wrapped up, I mean, Dom Francis, the man from Huddersfield, England, of course, flair from the dramatic, ties it up with 2 seconds left. So, I mean, you guys had to regroup in overtime and then get it to the shootout. But, Pardo coming up big in the shootout. Charlie, who we're going to get to in a moment to talk about unfortunate turn of events on Sunday. But just a real gutsy win for the Sockers on this night, 7-6. And then let's switch it over to the next day here. And scheduling doing the Sockers absolutely no favors this weekend. Going to KC for a Saturday game, and then the turnaround of having to fly back to San Diego for a Sunday game up against Empire. Empire takes it 5-4. Let's be straight. They needed this win. They were hungry for a win after having lost 3 straight. But take us through this one, and were there some tired legs, do you think, on the soccer side, Craig?
I mean, look, the only question was who wasn't tired. And it was the 4 guys or so who had been held off of the trip to Kansas City that played in this match. I haven't seen a more exhausted San Diego team than I saw straight from the first minute of the first quarter on Sunday afternoon. And, I'm sure we can get into it. I don't want to get on a rant or anything, but I personally think...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I just think, there's a lot of times in professional sports where you go, look, the highly paid athletes, they have to go through some tough travel, but that's just part and parcel of the responsibility of playing in the bigs. And when you have chartered jets and 5-star hotels, that's true. And if this league had chartered jets and 5-star hotels, then playing a 7 p.m. local game in Kansas City and playing a 4 p.m. local game in San Diego the next day would be all right, because the team would have gotten on its chartered jet an hour and a half after the game, and they would have been back in San Diego before midnight on Saturday. But when you're flying commercial and you are in business, you're in the coach section of commercial in 3-star hotels, it is a completely different thing. There isn't a man, woman, or child in the world who would have done what San Diego did and not felt it for the rest of the week,
100%.
What they did yesterday. And so the result was really a kind of ugly game for a while that got super exciting at the end and then super dramatic, and for the Sockers, not good in overtime.
That aside, and we'll get to Charlie in a second here, just take you about 30, 40 seconds and tell us about Empire's performance. As I said, they needed this. They played the Sockers well. They played the Sockers well all season as well, but they needed this win, Craig.
Empire is a great matchup against San Diego. They're younger, they're fitter, they're faster, and that's not going to change all year, no matter how healthy San Diego gets. They absolutely had to have the performance. Obasi has been kind of going in and out of his system a little bit more, as opposed to always bringing the keeper up. But of course, that really hurt them and cost them a point late in the fourth quarter. But for a team that really struggles to score, I think they got a fortunate draw yesterday, and they really took advantage of it. And now they've got a chance to take advantage of the rest of the week and get back into the playoffs.
Quickly take us through what happened with Charlie and what the prognosis is. I guess we're not quite sure right yet, but he suffered an injury.
The very first report from late last night was very encouraging, which is that initial x-rays didn't show a break in Charlie's leg. It was a horrific tangle on the corner boards between 2 very tired players in overtime. Charlie had to be taken off on a wheelchair. He was taken straight to the hospital. There will be MRIs taken today, so there's a lot more information to get. But you keep your fingers crossed for Charlie that this wasn't a catastrophic injury. Is it season ending? quite possibly it is. However, if it's not catastrophic career affecting, that's the best news you can hope for.
Absolutely. And our thoughts and prayers with him that he recovers okay from that. Give us about 30 seconds here before we go to break. The way the Sockers have performed so far, of course, the big guns coming in, Nick Pereira and Chris Toth, but has this team performed the way you thought they would up to this point this season, Craig?
The team has never been together at any point this season. We have not seen the actual Sockers final form team yet. Chris Toth being injured the entire season, save the first 3 weeks, has completely changed the dynamic of what they were trying to accomplish in goal. Just think, if they had had their druthers, Boris Pardo would have started Saturday in Kansas City, and Chris Toth would have been waiting, rested, and healthy at home for the Empire match. That's not the way it went. The rookie Nathaniel Lindquist stepped in, did just fine, but it's all about health for San Diego. And the last thing I'll say is the schedule is unrelenting. That was just the second of 4 trips for San Diego where they have cross-country travel and another game. And that's going to continue through the month of March. So for this team to ever get itself completely on a healthy level, that's an open question.
100%. Okay, when we come back, we're going to look at the other Ron Newman Cup contender. Well, there's several this season, but one of the biggies, the Milwaukee Wave, and at the week that they had. More MASL Monday coming back in just a moment. Welcome back to MASL Monday, folks. It's Alex Bastiavansky and special guest Craig Elston of the San Diego Sockers. Before we start up, of course, got to remind you that the Major Arena Soccer League this month, great initiative, proud to be collaborating with the American Heart Association to present Play with Heart Month. And you can visit heart.org to learn more about how you can support heart health. And it's a great endeavor with the MASL. So everybody check it out for sure. Craig, we're going to talk about a team right now that's really had the jump on the Sockers this season. It's the Wave, obviously a contender for the title this season. They've taken the Sockers down both times that they've played them, and currently right now sitting in first place. Let's take a look first at the Wave game against Tacoma, which is the most recent one on Sunday night that they had, taking them down 7-6. The Wave were up from the start. The Stars made it a bit more respectable at the end with a few goals towards the end of the game, but the Wave pretty much fully in control of this one from the start.
Yeah, and Milwaukee, I think it is very fair to say, is the best team in the Major Arena Soccer League so far this year. It doesn't mean that they're a guarantee to win it all, but they 100% have the inside track to take the MASL Shield. Their final 5 matches this year are all at home. The schedule gets extremely soft. They play Utica multiple times down the stretch at home. This is their hardest travel weekend. Going to Tacoma and getting all 3 points was massive. Now, they're dealing with a slightly smaller version of what the Sockers had to deal with on this Monday. They had to fly out of Tacoma down to Ontario, and they'll take on Empire this evening. So we'll see if the Strikers, who are going to be playing a back-to-back themselves, have the legs to take out the Wave. If that happens, that keeps the Shield very much in flux. If it doesn't, Milwaukee's really, really got the inside track, because with San Diego and Kansas City playing each other 4 more times, every time they chop a point, Milwaukee takes another step closer to winning the Shield and having home field throughout the playoffs.
For sure. Oscar Flores, by the way, first star in that game with 2 goals, 1 assist. Alex Steinwasser, second star. He had the same totals as Flores did. And earlier in the week, a game a lot of us were looking forward to, obviously, was the Wave in KC for the 4th time this season, excuse me. And this one, it wasn't, I mean, obviously KC always brings it, but it was the Wave for the most part fully in control of this one as well, taking them down 10-6. Just another good performance by the boys in yellow and black, Craig.
You know, I was on the air for the Tacoma Milwaukee match up at ShoWare Center last night, but I watched all of the first half of Kansas City getting demolished by Milwaukee. 7-1 at the half. 10-6 is the final score, but 7-1 at the half tells you that the match is over. And it was. The Wave are so smooth on all 3 sides of the ball. Right now, you got to say Saucy Sanchez is the MVP favorite Super Mario Alvarez is doing his thing as well. Max Ludwig, I think, has been a huge, huge part of what Marcio Leite has had in terms of young legs stepping in. You mentioned Flores. He's been a really effective second forward for the club. And Bonahene is probably the most athletic goalkeeper playing this year. Chris Toth would love to have a word, but he's been inactive almost the entire year. So I really think Milwaukee has it all. And I think as a result, they're the favorite to be in the finals, and we'll see what happens.
You mentioned Alvarez, and I want to pick your brain about him. I mean, he is top 5 in league scoring. This guy is having an absolutely insane season. A defender, never mind, 5-point game against Kansas City. He's just been unbelievable this season, hasn't he?
He has, and they use him as a primary facilitator. So they use him in a way that other teams might use a midfielder in many of their offensive sets and situations, their special team situations. But Mario Alvarez is just good. He's slick. He's well-rounded. He can shoot. He can pass. He can run. It's what makes Milwaukee so dynamic and so exciting.
So let's talk then about what we've seen from the league this year. Like myself, you've been covering the league for far longer than I have, actually. But I mean, in all my years of covering the league, I think Phil and I have talked about sort of the pandemic season when there were less teams, of course, and the talent was so much more condensed. This season reminds me a lot more of that, where on any given night, we've mentioned this a million times, but we saw it again with Empire taking down San Diego this week. But it just has felt like there's no rhyme or reason to the season this year. Even as we get into the playoffs, I know that the 3 most consistent teams are at the moment Milwaukee and San Diego and Kansas City. But it feels like there could be upsets of brewing in the playoffs. What's your analysis of the season so far compared to other seasons?
Well, first off, I completely agree. This is the most competitive, fascinating season in the 12 years of the MASL. There won't be any 20-win teams. There won't be any 18-win teams. 15 wins might take the Shield this year in all reality. And that's refreshing to see teams like St. Louis push up in the standings. Tacoma have 100%. A better than expected year. You know, these are all beautiful results. And honestly, the top 3 teams, you can put them in a bag. I just said it. I think Milwaukee is the favorite right now. San Diego, if they ever get their whole team roster together, they have the most talent in the league. Kansas City is the team that's been kind of funny because they've always been running 3-4 games ahead of the pack in terms of games played. So they've always had that spot at the top of the standings. But honestly, with games in hand, it's always been a little bit illusory. So they're 9-8 right now. Kansas City actually needs to find another gear to step back into the conversation stronger.
Yeah, I mean, KC has played 2 more games even than Milwaukee.
Just about ready for the start of the second half here in Milwaukee. Wave leading Edward 3-2. Tom went along with Wade Western Hall of Famer Art Kramer from Panther Arena. Get the latest news on the NASL and your favorite teams by following NASL.
Saves one at point-blank range on Luis Morales' foot. Now Pereira again, he flicks it back. Shot! Goal! San Diego! Pereira to Cardenas. We are one. What a nifty pass there by Pereira.
You have a target player who can score one of the things that great ones can do is lay the ball off. Check down Pereira, hold the ball. Just knew that Cardenas was going to make that run in the middle. Look at it from the other angle. 1 touch, 2 touch, toe poke, goal.
Having the lead here, just a half to go.
Again, not only to take advantage of Magic because of his abilities, as he is the starting goalkeeper today, but it does help defensively because the Stars first.
A missile, it's a position, and it's picture perfect for Alex Caceres. How do you do, Alex Caceres? What a shot.
That's exactly what the Stars needed.
minute 41 away from halftime. It was a lackluster performance so far in the first 2 quarters. The captain comes up huge to get the momentum on their side. It's been a really good spell of possession. You and I were just talking about that off air a moment ago. How important of a goal that is to keep them in this game. 3-1.
Amani fires and scores! First shot, Amani has a double! And after trailing 1-0, Utica lead 2-1. Space you can't get for a shot, Amani. He shows the right foot and then turns to his left. There's a little hesitation here from Amani to throw off Nascimento and move him a step behind the play before rifling one into the top of the net with his left.
The final 3.5 minutes about to unfold in this one. The telenovela if it's nothing else. Oh my God! Oh my goodness gracious! You never play another daily banner, and I salute you!
Walking off with the athletic trainer Ricardo Vidal.
So doing
all we
what
can hope
he
is that
knows
it's just a little
he
tweak
was born to do.
Too serious.
Be a goal scorer, but in such a fashion from the distance, in the moment, tying it up. 4-4, Leonardo.
Playing in his 376th regular season game for the Wave. He's also been in 50 playoff games.
I hate to tell you, I think
his 19th season, his 16th with the Wave.
Either one of those. Okay,
538 goals and 144 assists.
That is a
only Michael King
rocket shot.
has scored more goals and points
Good goal
with the Milwaukee Wave. Kinger playing with the Wave from 93 through 2008 as part of his illustrious career.
207 after the St. Louis goal. Can we get
Kinger, 522 regular season games played, 536 goals, 319 assists for 855 points.
Well, he's only taking direction from Chad.
Okay. All right, back to the action.
Take a look at that turn, though, from
Madu took a chance.
Ambush attacking.
Here's a header!
What a goal! Goal by Bruce deflected in.
David Stankovic, his second on the season. It's a header. And the Comets have their biggest lead of the game, 5-3, 5-2.
I could stand corrected. Crossfield pass. Palmer. And Stankovic goes far post. Nothing Boris Pardo can do. Look at that. One touch.
54 seconds into the
on the pass. One touch on the header.
That ball was coming in
from
hot
behind Pardo. Nothing he could do. It went across his body. It's 5-2 Comets.
Here's Santos. Trying to roll quickly off the boards, and now a breakaway.
Huffman.
Closing down is
Deflected
Nilton.
off Huff.
Still in, and
Right
rolled
into
across
Thomas,
and scored.
James
Kevon Frater
Thomas
finds the back of the net.
from
And
Doncaster,
Baltimore
England.
with a quick-fire double
Veteran
to
forward.
take a 5-4 lead.
You know, this is Briggs' 6th season with the ambush, and he's just really
And the
his best
blast
season.
after rebounding in a
Not
big
only
way,
does he
lead
provide a lot
5-4.
of
That'll take
size
us to the media
and strength in the
timeout.
back, but he's
Just
become
under 8
quite
to go in the third
weapon on
quarter. You're
restart.
watching the
Jerry
MASL on
Perez,
MASL TV.
fired off the frame, rebound, follow. Sanchez trying to press in. Now the ambush come away.
3 lines.
Should be a 3-line violation. And it will be on the attempt by Mario Falsone. Oh, the Wave coming so close to getting one
For the
back.
left side and done that very same thing.
James Thomas, by the way, the 9th-year veteran out of Missouri State.
Ball played for. This is
Getting his
Flores.
second goal
Flores
of
goes
the
back
season.
post. Oh my word!
Briggs should get credit for
The
the assist. I don't know if they're
man
gonna
meets
give
the
it to him.
moment. He
As that
levels
one
it
actually
up
deflected
for
off
the Milwaukee
defender,
Wave.
Derek Huffman,
We
that
go
was
to
sent
6-4. What a time, what a
high
strike.
pace.
Yeah, you mentioned that
So
you
I
didn't
think
love that
Briggs
decision from Luis
should deserve an
Pierretta,
assist on that.
and that's why.
Perez
It was an
fires off the
unnecessary
frame.
turnover in essence, and it created
Cavallo
this
knocks down the
opportunity
rebound.
here in a one-on-one.
Sanchez
Caceres is tracking
battling
back,
for it.
but Flores is just so clinical. That ball pops up kindly to him, strikes through it so clean, buries it into the far post.
Alex with a couple of goals for the Wave today.
In there. Francis is there. He shoots above the crossbar. 7 seconds left. Reagan once again shot. It's in there. It's tied. Level at 5. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Level at 6. 2 seconds left to play. Incredible!
Well, the hero, at least for now, winds up being Dom Francis. San Diego looks to clear. Good pass, though, by Marquez. He'll get the assist on that.
A lot of mileage here today.
Spinning ball won by Gratterall.
That one out of play, so...
Here they come. This is their chance for glory. Isaac
Somo
up the wall. Rebound goal!
It's one thing to look like, and it's another thing to actually get out there and do it. You were a kid who could run all day back in your prime.
Yeah, I mean, it's running all day, but then you got to stop shots as well.
Sour taste of defeat lingering on their lips as he taps in the overtime winner.
Now Christian Briggs sends it back in. Oh, nice little flick away by Escuela. The Squid just getting a piece of that one.
And the strikers getting it done along the wall, knowing that the matchup was just not there. Leonardo on the back end trying to defend that ball, but there was just nothing left in the tank. And Alami just a routine play to get it in for the golden goal and the victory tonight. You're asking a lot from where there was very little in terms of
shot by Riley Urey.
And legs left.
There's a Riley Urey sighting right there. I don't know, did Riley have a shot in the first half? I don't recall one, but he got one there. Urey, the third-year pro out of the University of Vermont, West Glover, Vermont native. Now, Hodgson with a man on his back, and he'll draw the foul. And Urey's had a couple of goals against the Wave this year. Another speedy forward who you've always got to keep an eye on. Alvarez will send it up. Nice ball, Sanchez spinning off the board, but had it knocked away. Eske racing upfield. Here he comes, and shot off the frame. Oh, he had it measured, but off the frame. Diving effort, Steinwasser. Now they play it up ahead. Wave trying to come back 3-2. Sanchez getting chased by Santana. Ozzie Santana puts him down.
Santana might be a little fortunate he didn't get a 2 on that one.
That was a little aggressive over there by the boards. Ozzie Santana.
Ozzie Santana is another guy that's really helped the amateur. Only played in this is his 4th game, I believe. But they haven't hesitated. They use him to shoot a penalty kick and take a shootout.
From Campo Grande, Brazil.
He's got a lot of skill when he's a left footer as well.
Alvarez shot in, redirected, follow, score! Number 6 for Jerry Perez. And Milwaukee leads 4-3.
Wow, that kid is a goal scorer, isn't he? That was probably his best finish so far this year. Took it off the volley and beat Cortez to the near side.
Jerry Perez, check it out one more time. Well, that should be an assist for Oscar Flores. The initial shot deflected off his shoulder.
Good to see Ian Bennett back on the field as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Wave, once again getting the lead. Milwaukee has not trailed in this contest since scoring the first goal. It's
6 goals on the year for Jerry. In limited action, too.
Yeah, we'll have to double check, but I'm sure that's got to be a record for MASL goalkeepers, even though Mike Zierhofer, the goalkeeper for the Blast, had a hat trick in one game in which he was just throwing it length of the field in that miniature field in Baltimore. But I don't think even he accumulated 6 in one season. Wave trying to keep the pressure on. O'Keefe to the near side. Double team by the Steinwashers. Frees up a Squid. Escuela. De Silva. Turning shot.
He should have given it right back to Squid. Man, had him wide open.
So the Wave will recycle at midfield as Hoffman getting some pressure, but Wave able to work it around it. Mario Alvarez with it now. Again, Thomas and Varela at the top of this St. Louis 6th attacker defense have been very active. Driven in by Perez, wide right. De Silva, though, will get to the rebound and play it out for Mario Alvarez. Super Mario, once again, playing super minutes on the field. There's another guy whose physical fitness is just tremendous. De Silva lets Alvarez go through, shot deflected. Wave will get it back. Crowd once again making some noise here after the latest goal by the Wave. Now Perez looking for another one. Fires it in off the end board. Sanchez with O'Keefe chasing will play it back Ludwig. Again, Max Ferdinand not in the lineup today after playing yesterday in Baltimore. Normally you would see him out high on this attack. Oh, Perez driving one in and deflected wide. It was going wide, and then Carvalho at the far post was trying to put it in. Here comes Perez again. Shot saved by Pollo. That was a great save there. Perez again. Kick save. Rebound Flores, but he couldn't get much on it. He will head it back, and the Wave will maintain possession.
Jerry getting his shots in.
Yes, he is. When the fans were chanting Jerry, Jerry before, it was like reminiscent of Jerry Springer. I got a feeling he is becoming a fan favorite here in Milwaukee. Jerry Perez. Sanchez, good marking by Colin O'Keefe to prevent him from getting a shooting lane there. Wave again getting forced back by the defensive pressure here. Huffman to Alvarez. Remember, there's no goalkeeper behind him. Now Mario pressing upfield, gets it to Perez. Jerry coming in, has a shot block, follow shot and a goal! Jerry Perez! He's got the brace! And Milwaukee leads 5-3!
And he's got number 7. He was stopped initially on the shot and then just followed up and put it under Cortez.
Back-to-back goals by Perez after St. Louis had tied it up early in the third period.
Drury stuck his leg out, and then he followed it up with a shot, and it beat Briggs at the far post.
We'll take a break and come back with more. 7:23 left to go, third period. It's a Wave 5, Ambush 3 on MASL TV. Stay here and tell you that the Waves' next game will be this upcoming Sunday, March 1st at Utica, 2 o'clock start. You can check that one out on MASL TV. And then Milwaukee's next home game, they will close out the year with a 5-game homestand. March 8th, March 15th, March 20th, 22nd, and 29th. 5 straight home games to close out the regular season for the Milwaukee Wave, starting with the Tacoma Stars, who will be here on March 8th for Sunday, March 8th for a 2 p.m. game. Go to MilwaukeeWave.com for tickets and info. MilwaukeeWave.com, your source for everything Wave. Ambush, meanwhile, after today's game, they'll have a 3-game homestand coming up. They've got the Baltimore Blast back-to-back, February 27th. That's this upcoming Friday from the Family Arena in St. Charles. And then Sunday the 1st, 2 p.m. against Baltimore. And then they will close out the homestand with a game on March the 7th, Saturday, March the 7th, against the Empire Strikers. So
this is the 10th game on the road for the Ambush. The Wave has played 11 on the road. So they're the 2 teams in the league with the fewest road games remaining in their schedule.
Both teams with home-friendly schedules coming down the stretch. And I think in each case, Art, they looked at it and said, look, if we can get through the first 2/3, 3/4 of the season, right, and hang in the race, not necessarily even focus on first place, but just hang in the race, the playoff race will be doing well. Well, here they are, 2 of the top 3 teams in the league at this juncture, along with San Diego.
No, I know when the schedule came out, General Manager Sean Amini was pointing to that, saying, we got the last 5 at home, the last 6 of the last 7 at home. If we could just be in the race at that point. And here they are, right where they want to be.
Facing a very tough opponent in the St. Louis Ambush.
Yeah, this is the best Ambush team that they've had
since the revival.
Yes,
right?
That's right.
No question about it.
Yep.
Talking about Jeff Locker now in his 5th season coaching the team. 42-50-12 coming into this one, but 10-3-3 this year. Ambush did qualify for the playoffs last year. They snuck in the number 8 slot and then lost a tough game with the eventual champion Chihuahua team in the game played in San Diego. Last year, all the postseason games were in San Diego, which I'm sure the Sockers didn't mind at the fabulous Front Wave Arena. Helped San Diego get to the championship game against Chihuahua, in which Chihuahua ended up winning the series.
Remember the Wave losing that heartbreaker in the semifinal against Chihuahua in overtime.
Yeah, that was a great effort by Milwaukee. Just a bit unlucky there. Javi Steinwasser knocks out of the corner. Torriello with a shot. Deflects off Huffman, and they're going to score. I think that's Ozzie Santana. Wave could not clear it out of the box with pressure from St. Louis. And just like that, the Ambush back within a goal at 5-4. Let's check it out one more time.
Yeah, you see the initial shot. The ball deflects off Huff and goes right back in.
Huffman then looks like De Silva, and then Huff was kind of out of position with the defender. You can't, just accidental. You can't blame Huff for that, but just unfortunate. And so,
Ozzie Santana, the man they have high hopes for. You could tell by the way they've utilized him since just acquiring him.
No, he's a good-looking player. He's key midseason acquisition. Ludwig loses it, tracing it back as the net unoccupied. Perez with it, nudges it upfield. Williamson chasing as Flores and Bennett get there. Flores now will move it across. Sanchez looking for the hat trick. He comes back to Flores. Shot at a goal!
Wow, the Chicago boys right there. Great combination play, utilizing the full width of the field in those 2 passes. It was a good play in their own zone to get it out of danger. That was Perez playing the ball up the wall, and Ian Bennett got a touch on it. Look at that pass across the field, and then Sanchez right back to his buddy. Chicago Magic right there.
Absolutely. Flores with his 2nd of the game, 16th of the year. Sanchez picks up the assist, his 14th. Alex now, 26 goals, 14 assists, 40 points. He becomes the first player in the MASL to hit the 40-point mark this year. And once again, the Wave up by 2, but we got a long way to go in this one still. Turned out to be a great game for the fans. A little slow starting with the Wave possession first part of the first quarter, but since then, it has certainly picked up. Rogers will play it back. Briggs, who played his college ball at both St. Louis University and Loyola in Chicago, and they're going to get a foul on Huff after Thomas had played it off. Unlucky there because Perez was easily going to pick it up. Huff having a tough weekend, but he's hanging in there.
Yeah, well, he's done a pretty good job in the back so far today.
SK ready to put it in on the virtual corner kick, and it comes, and the drive by Thomas knocked out of play.
One of the Steinwasser brothers got that block.
Torrialba drives one in wide.
And not a shot that guy doesn't like.
Yeah, I was going to say, he can load it up from anywhere.
Yes, he does. We're going to shoot it again.
Javi Steinwasser able to dig it out for Escueta.
Good ball.
And the Squid challenged by SK, no call. Here they come, 3-on-2, near side, and the shot off the frame. SK trying to control. Huffman sticks a leg in to tip it out, and nicely done by Cam Will, who is dumped by Robbie Williamson. So Cam, the second-year pro out of Brown Deer, Wisconsin, the all-time leading scorer in Brown Deer history. There you get a look at Cam. Played 1 year at UW Milwaukee.
Not a good decision by Escueta to try to take on Will Eske there. Got dispossessed right in the midfield.
So the Wave able to dodge a bullet there. Mario Alvarez serving it for Carvalho. Zachary Drouet chases it down. Drouet, a native of Granite City, Illinois. Follow! Alvarez! Oh, Flores looking for the hat trick. Tries to jam it through and covered up by Cortez. You know who else is from Granite City, Illinois?
Austin Hudson?
Yeah, he might. Tony Pierce.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, TP.
TP from Granite City. TP from GC. Up ahead, Carvalho, but it bounced past him as Williamson came up to knock it away. Now, Cortez trying to work it out of the zone of Varela, but the Wave retains possession. Sanchez drives it across, comes near side. Carvalho, Ricardo settles, but he'll play it back out. Wait for Perez to join the attack.
The Wave 2 goals up. They're continuing on with this Jerry ball.
Got to dance with the girl who took it to the dance hall. Maybe.
I don't know. You might thinking about
sitting
the last couple dances out. We've seen Obasi do it a number of times this year where he's got the lead to give up the lead late.
They dump it downfield after the quick restart. Now, good hustle back Cam Will to knock it away as Riley Urey was looking to put it in. Will, trying to play it. De Silva knocked away. Hodson follows. Trying to go for De Silva, but Cortez right there to get it. So maybe not change dates at the dance hall, but at least maybe sit out a couple dances, huh?
Hey, far be it from me to question Marcial right now, man. He's got a great game plan going today, and it's worked.
Will pushed down by Christian Briggs.
Cam Will doing a veteran move there, taking that little shove from Briggs and going down like a veteran, I should say. Saw Cam score his first goal last night against Baltimore.
First goal of the season. He had one last year in the one game he played. I've been impressed with him at times.
Yeah,
he's had a chance to play. He's
starting to settle in, and that speed really is a factor.
Oh, Perez giveaway here. And Rogers trying to work free to launch toward the empty net.
Good hustle by Sanchez to cut that lane off to the empty shot at goal.
Alvarez chips it up to midfield. Now, Flores bumped from behind by Christian Briggs. And well done by Oscar. He knew the defender was on his back and was able to shield him off and draw the foul.
Oscar Flores has got a little jump on his step today.
Absolutely. And again, a lot of tired legs from the game yesterday. Not to say that St. Louis doesn't have them as well, but let's face it, their game was not nearly as stressful as the Waves, and they didn't have to travel as far to get here. Ludwig, top of the area, fires a shot, just missed it. Almost for Ludwig von Maxtoven, looking for his 7th of the year. Alvarez, slick turn there to get away from Torrealba. Mario still coming. Mario with an assist today, the league's 3rd leading scorer. Cut off there, played up ahead. SK, Ian Bennett races back to take it away.
Defensive hustle that time by Ian.
42 years old, he can still go. Now up it comes Sanchez. 2-on-1 with Flores. Sanchez with a shot wide. Oh, he was looking inboard with Bennett coming down the middle, but couldn't make the connection. And eventually, foul called away. St. Louis is trying for a quick restart, and now they are going to unpile there. And Daniel Torrealba reacting like he got contact in the face. I couldn't really see exactly what was happening down there.
And they're going to throw the challenge flag. Jeff Locker, well, Donnie Alberti actually throws the challenge flag.
Donnie, the assistant coach for the ambush. It looked like it all started when the ambush were trying to get a quick restart after the foul was called against the Wave right in front of Milwaukee's bench. So Ryan Sigich will go over and make the announcement.
The call on the field is foul only. St. Louis is challenging for potential penalty.
All right, so you heard it there. See what the video reveals. If
let's hope it does reveal something, Tom, because last night in the Tacoma game, San Diego reviews something, and then the referee gave the review back, gave the flag back when they said that the video did not show it, which I don't agree with, and I don't think that they should have been given the challenge flag back in that situation. Well, that's not what they're reviewing anyway. They're reviewing whether the foul was supposed to be a blue card or not. Look. Well, let's watch the foul. Yeah, that's a big-time dive on Torrealba.
And then a little additional embellishment from Daniel Torrealba after the fact. You see Ian there is trying to get to the bench. And Mike DeSilva, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be chuckling too hard at that.
No, well, DeSilva did put the leg into him a little bit, right?
He did. I'm not sure it caused that.
After review, the call on the fields will stand. It's a foul only, and there is an embellishment warning against St. Louis, number 19.
Oh. Well, fair enough for Torrealba, I would say.
And now he's incredulous for the embellishment warning.
1:39 left to go here in the third period.
That was a double whammy to Jeff Locker there.
So the ambush have the possession. They'll put it in. St. Louis scoring 13 yesterday against Utica. I was hoping maybe they used up most of their goals for this weekend, but they've got 4 so far here today, and I get a feeling they may have another goal or two in their system, so it would behoove the Wave to get at least one more. Steinwasser's trying to see if they can knock it away, and eventually they do.
A foul right there at the top of the arc.
Alex Steinwasser.
Just outside the top of the arc.
And the Wave also with a delay of game warning. As
this is an area that St. Louis is much improved in from past seasons as their offensive restarts.
Ozzie or not, or that was Santana. Yeah, got knocked down. All right, Wave takes it away.
Oh,
he got the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, he did.
Sean Esqueta called for the foul. Thomas fires a shot blocked by Alex Steinwasser. Alex, by the way, is the 10th leading shot blocker in the league coming into today's action.
And if he had Kansas City stats guy, he might be in the top 3 or 4.
Yeah. Chad Vandergriff, CVG, leading the league with 47. Alex Steinwasser coming forward. Alex still coming. Drives it wide.
That was a good poke tackle that time by Santana. Or Torrealba, I should say. Got back to poke that away.
Torrealba at midfield. Huffman able to knock it away as DeSilva chips downfield up in the screen. Tell you, good effort there, Steinwasser and Mike DeSilva. Almost created a chance there. 30 seconds in the period as Williamson puts it in for Pollo. Pollo coming about as far forward as we've seen him so far today. This one is headed off the glass. Jerry Perez has it. Perez firing out Flores. Lets Cam Will run by. Oscar again for a big guy, 6'3".
Cortez is down. Or Perez is down in his own box after he threw that ball out.
Didn't see what happened. I wonder if he might have twisted a knee or something when he was throwing out. He gave it a big hit.
Yep.
And let's see what we got here. Now they're perhaps just a cramp the way they're trying to work his leg there.
Well, Willie B.
But Willie B has got to get ready.
They might be trading roles today. Willie B. and Jerry Perez.
This will be the second time this year that Perez would have started, and Willie B., although Willie B. came in, I believe, in a penalty situation where Perez was penalized, and so Willie B. had to come in and play.
Well, you could understand him cramping up with all the running he's doing up and down the pitch.
Yeah, he's definitely put in his steps today. He's got one of those watches that tells him steps. It's going off the chart today. Well, this would be tough from a format standpoint, but certainly not for, being able to replace him with an excellent goalkeeper in William Badaheny, who's always ready to play, whether he's starting or relieving. All right, they're going to get Jerry up. Again, Ricardo Vidal, the Waves lead athletic trainer.
Get the water in him.
He and Ariel Hechtel are the training staff for the Wave. Ariel, of course, is the primary trainer for the Milwaukee Milkmen.
Now they're going to carry Jerry off.
Yeah. So that's unlucky. Unlucky for Jerry Perez and unlucky for the Wave. Although, like I said, they're blessed to have a great goalkeeper. I mean, what better goalkeeper could you want coming off the bench to replace the starter for a game than Willie B? Speaking of relief goalkeepers, how about Danny Waltman last night, AK? Actually, got the start and became the second goalkeeper to go over 2,000 saves for his
he needed 10 saves to go over 2,000. He made like 15 saves before they ever gave him his 10.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he did a great job to keep the Stars in it.
And Boris Pardo had a great game as well.
Both goalkeepers. That's going to do it for the third period. Hang on, fans. We go to the fourth. It's Wave 6, Ambush 4 on NASL TV.
Figured you want your usual.
Thank you. You know me too well.
Enjoy your pie.
For last-minute gifts, the people you hold dear, and everyone on your list. Holiday scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery are here, with prices ranging from $1 to $20 and top prizes up to $100,000.
Great minds.
With so many games to choose from, it's easy to find gifts for everyone at your local Wisconsin Lottery retailer.
My dog, Georgette, was diagnosed with cancer. After her treatment, we would pass Chick-fil-A. I started seeing Mr. Bryan often. She would get her little treat of whipped cream.
We recognize each other. Georgette and I do. That particular day, Elaine pulls up. She said, Georgette is cancer-free.
I came around the corner with Georgette in my car, saw all the employees out there just like clapping and cheering. I started getting really emotional because I was just like, that's so nice.
We love all our customers that come through. This one just happens to have 4 legs. Congratulations, Georgette.
All right, Van McNeil and Brad Beach trying to fire up this Milwaukee crowd here on Retro 80s Sunday. And we got a barn burner, AK, 6-4, heading to the fourth. Wave on top by 2.
And the Wave still in the locker room, have yet to come out here. Now here comes Marcio down below, and the Wave making their way onto the field here for the fourth quarter. Willie B, it looks like it's going to stay in goal.
Again, we'll try and get a report and see what the update is. It looked like Jerry Perez suffering from a cramp, but hopefully that's all it is. Right near the end of the third period, replaced by William Bonahene. Willie B so far this year having another excellent season for Milwaukee. This is his 17th appearance, second time off the bench. 8-3-1 with a 6.24 goals against average, 668 save percentage.
Typically, it's been the Wave behind by a goal or two coming into the fourth, and Jerry comes in for Willie. Now it's the Wave up 2 goals. Maybe this could be the strategy going forward.
Yeah. Like they say, AK, in basketball, right? You never want to stick with the same defense. Mix up the defenses. Baseball, right? Kind of shuffle the rotation in the bullpen there a little bit. So maybe this will be a thing. Oh, giveaway there. Torrealba right down the middle. Shot and a goal.
Well, Esqueda's got to step to that ball. He's right in the middle of the field. He's got position. Alex Steinwasser laid a ball right to him, but he just let the guy go right around him, Esqueda, and steal the ball and move in and score a goal. Watch this right here. Nice pass by Alex.
Well, good anticipation by Torrealba. He read it all the way, and he gets his second goal of the day, number 19 of the year, unassisted at 26 seconds. Second time this half, the Ambush have scored in the first minute of the period. They made it a 3-3 game when James Thomas scored 54 seconds into the third quarter. Well, that definitely took away some of the momentum from the crowd. Let's see if the Wave can regroup here. Thomas, wow. That one just
De Silva misplayed that ball off the wall.
Just ran up on his foot a little bit, and he couldn't get solid contact. Alex Steinwasser saying that there was a handball by O'Keefe that kept it in play. And here come the Ambush again. Well, Torrealba, I guess if they had an award for second-year player of the year, AK, he would certainly be one of the candidates because...
yeah, he's had a good season. Their primary goal scorer. The Wave going to drop off on their pressure right now here.
Riley Urey, a third-year player.
It's not a
with
match.
Lots of speed, comes in, drives it through. Cam Will hustling out, took it away from Williams. What a move by Cam. Now they come on 2-on-1 with Carvalho. Sends it across, shot blocked, rebound, follow, rebound. Steinwasser, couple of attempts, but he couldn't get it. Oh, unlucky for the Wave.
Boy, who was that on the ambush that blocked that shot?
That was one of the blocks of the year. And now foul called as Carvalho spills somebody at midfield. Boy, Cam Will, what a run upfield. And looked like he was going to get an assist and a great block in the middle. Like I said, whoever that was one of the defensive plays of the year that we've seen. So still 6-5, Wave with a tenuous 1-goal lead here in the fourth quarter. Esqueta going to get called for the foul there. Little push there from Riley Urey, but nothing major. He goes off. Wave was out shooting the ambush 25-23 through the first three. Here's Torrealba with a shot. That's wide. Hodson, good job to nudge it out of there. Alex Steinwischer with it, will turn. Squetta plays it across. Huffman playing in the back today. Getting some pressure. Willie B will serve to the bench. Didn't get a lot of time on that ball back from Huffman. Now, I'm not saying he can score like those guys yet, like Nathan McKinnon or Macklin Celebrini or Dylan Larkin for that. So then there's another guy who can get the top speed quickly, but he definitely has the speed to become a great player someday. Ambush on the power play. And the shot is up and over by Julio Varela.
Surprised they got Varela on and not Robbie Williamson has been on the ambush power play on that right side in the past.
Ambush 24% so far this year in the power play. The Wave killing them off at 74%. Flores trying to chase it down, but the Ambush win the possession. Oscar Flores hustling off to get a change as Ian Bennett will come on. Boy, what if we could set up Ian for a shorthand opportunity? That would be something. 9 minutes to go, tied at 6. Ambush have scored the last 2. Esque and Varela out high with Torrealba, Briggs, and Thomas. Torrealba, a kick save, and a nice one there by Willie Bonahene. So Willie with a couple of big saves to preserve the 6-6 tie. Huffman, Esqueda, Alex Steinwasser, and Ian Bennett, the penalty killers right now for Coach Marcio Leite in his first season with the Wave. Varela with a shot. Blocked. Ooh, that one was ticketed for the upper far corner. And a good block there. Wave still not out of the woods. You got a corner kick coming. Esque with it. Wave forcing him out. Still 12 seconds to go on the man advantage for St. Louis. Sent across, Torrealba spotting Briggs at the far post, and he puts it in. And the St. Louis Ambush lead it 7-6.
3 unanswered here in the fourth quarter for the Ambush. Beautiful ball that time by Torrealba to find Briggs at the back post.
Torrealba has taken over here in the fourth quarter. 2 goals and an assist. We will keep it right here with 8:08 left to go. Christian Briggs getting the goal, and for Christian, his 3rd of the year, also has 6 assists for 9 points. Daniel Torrealba with the assists. Torrealba gets his first helper of the day after 3 goals. That is his 8th assist of the year. So now 20 goals, 8 assists for 28 points. And Daniel Torrealba making his impact in this game. Boy, you hate to say that with Perez getting hurt that should have changed things so dramatically for the Wave, but right now, tough for Milwaukee to get that momentum back.
Yeah, Marcio Leite down on the bench, very animated right now. A little frustration setting in. Still time though, 7-6 here, 8 minutes left. Jerry back on the bench now, but I don't think he's coming back in.
Well, again, we think it's a cramp, but we don't know for sure. Obviously, if it was some kind of knee injury, definitely would not be coming back in. Well, can't say that definitively, but more than likely would not be coming back in if it was some kind of knee injury. So give the Ambush credit. After they fell behind 5-3 and then 6-4, they have rallied back to take the lead. Looking for their 5th straight win, which would tie their franchise record, this version of the franchise. They won 5 straight a year ago toward the end of the season. And this would be they're looking for their 11th straight game with earning at least a point or more. The one thing we do know today is that if this game does go to overtime, it will not be a 7-6 game, because that's the score right now. Sanchez, double, triple team, loses it, no call, back they come, and good hustle back by Da Silva to stop Riley Urey. Carvalho took away after a little knock against Colin O'Keefe. Officials today have done a pretty good job as man went down for the ambush, saying that Johnny Gates, after little contact with De Silva. Here's Carvalho, top of the area, as Flores trying to spin away.
They're going to call it. Ryan Sigich took his time to call that. Big restart here for the Wave, right at the corner of the box.
As you see, Flores might have turned an ankle there.
The Wave throwing the challenge flag out.
And obviously trying to see if they can have a review for a potential penalty here.
And the ambush is pointing now to where...
Yeah, back on the other side.
Yeah.
You have the collision with De Silva.
The call on the field is foul only. Milwaukee is challenging for a potential missed blue card. We'll also go back and look at possible contact above the shoulders in the defensive half.
All right, so we are under official.
Well, if that happens, the Wave brought it on themselves.
Yeah, they're going to look at their possible challenge above the shoulder, and I think it will be called.
That's the risk you take. One thing that I've sort of believed in, AK, if you get a foul, you're the team with possession. You get fouled near and around the top of the box, you still have a challenge. Now, granted, it's later in the game. But at least if it's early in the contest, I'm not using the challenge there. I'm taking the opportunity on the free kick where you should get a good scoring opportunity anyway.
Well, let's look first at the De Silva play.
There you see Gates come. Well,
you couldn't see it there.
I'm sure they'll slow it down. Well,
I don't.
Could be offsetting fouls, could be offsetting penalties. Pretty rare that you see a sequence with.
No video replay of possible contact above the shoulders. Also, this foul is not tactical. The attacker doesn't have possession of the ball. It's foul only.
All right, you heard it. So Wave is just going to get the free kick where it is.
I think it's a good job by Ryan and Kyle Tribble to at least do things in a quick manner.
But the Wave will lose its challenge then.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'd rather take the restart when you've got it this close around the box and save the challenge for later. Of course, again, it is later in the game, 7:25 left to go. All right, let's see if Sanchez can possibly knock one in. Carvalho bangs one off the board. Pinballs around. Bennett trying to get it. Bennett with a shot, save! Alvarez with a shot, blocked. Media timeout. We will keep it right here and tell you that you can get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV on YouTube and CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Basavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. Disagree with the call tonight? You might just see it on the MASL's most controversial show, Under Review, with Phil Levanko and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. Catch it every Friday on YouTube. Also, the lights are bright and the fans are loud. It's the St. Louis Ambush taking on the Milwaukee Wave. Stream it live on MASL Plus TV and replay the game on demand. Clip it, share it, live it again. Make sure to favorite your team to get instant updates on every game. And in a cardiac emergency, every minute counts. Visit heart.org to learn what you can help become part of the nation of lifesavers. Shots on goal right now. Ambush 31, Wave 27. Ambush with a 7-2 advantage. Block shots. Milwaukee's still out blocking St. Louis 14-7. Ambush, though, coming up with a huge block there to prevent a potential Times game. Ambush have had the only power play, and they converted on it, and that's the difference in the game right now. So Milwaukee looking for the equalizing goal as they put it in from the corner, near side zone to the left. Mario Alvarez to trigger. Mario limited to just 1 point today on an assist.
Watch for Carvalho to come looping around.
He does. It's sent in. Huffman settles back for Sanchez, and he didn't get a shot. Huffman drives it in off the board. Ian Bennett trying to get there, and Briggs right there to take him out. Sanchez keeps it alive. Sanchez still going as Huffman able to pry it loose.
Pretty good restart. Huff just didn't have his body in position to shoot.
One thing about the Wave, they've got a handful of pretty good shooters out there right now. Sanchez, Alvarez, Carvalho, Bennett, Huffman. So if opportunity presents itself, hopefully somebody can cash in. Now Flores getting back on the field for Huffman. All the way back. Sanchez has to chase this. Well, once that pass gets behind somebody, the ambush really puts the pressure on. Oh, Flores trying to chest over to Carvalho, but unfortunately couldn't make the connection. Torrealba sending it in. Willie B went out to challenge as O'Keefe has it. And Alex Steinwasser pulled down, or Falzoni, I should say.
5:57, probably still a good 3 minutes here before the Wave thinks about pulling their goalkeeper. De Silva looking to put it in. He does. Up for Flores at midfield. Poked away from behind. Falzoni, the rookie out of the University of Illinois Springfield. Oh, setting up O'Keefe, and then Torrealba with a shot that was off. What was O'Keefe? Was he trying to shoot or pass? I wasn't really sure. He was trying to shoot.
Boy, he had a great look coming right down the middle. Right now, the ball is just not bouncing kindly for the Wave. Sanchez called for the foul there. Ambush playing a lot more confidently than we've seen any of the past ambush teams in this league. Santana trying to get top of the area. Dragged down by Huffman. Fouls called.
They got a really good combination of speed and skill in this team.
And solid defense. Solid defensive effort all up and down the line. Led by their goalkeeper, Paulo Nascimento, who did not play today. Briggs fires a shot. Defensive wall holds for the Wave. Sent downfield. Willie B will grab this one. Escueta spinning on the far wall as he's pressured. Gets it back for Willie B. Now for Huffman. Flores working against Williamson and draws the foul. Second on Robbie Williamson, the veteran out of Buffalo State College.
Well, the Wave has gone 6 attacker here with Alvarez with 4.5 left.
Max Ludwig will play it back for Mario. So into the post, Flores, Williamson poked it away. Well, I tell you, Williamson, he just tough to work against one-on-one in that post.
Covers a lot of area, a lot of space. I'd like to see Max Ludwig and Alvarez switch sides. Alvarez over here on the left. He's better on the right.
Carvalho whistles one in just wide. Sanchez will keep it alive. for Ludwig. Now Alvarez front and center. Flores back for, Alvarez coming through. Shot is up. Good combo, good try. Just unlucky. Ball bounced up a little bit to Mario Alvarez as he was coming in for the shot. But I like the combo play, though. Zachary Drury. Thomas Williamson as Hodson chases. That is Tanner Hodson of the twin Hodson brothers out of Western Michigan, both rookies. Williamson cut off by Hodson. Now free ball, Alex Steinwasser comes in, fires a shot just wide. Credit Hodson was good defensive effort, and Alex with a good try there.
And a good play to keep it here to get the changes.
Once again, Badaheni will go out. Alvarez comes on. 3 minutes to go. Wave trailing by a goal. Now Carvalho across for Alex Steinwasser to Alvarez. See if we can sneak one down to Ian Bennett in the corner down here. He's to the near corner. Again, Ambush keeping the pressure on high against the sixth attacker. Flores couldn't quite get it as Yuri was there. And now we get a foul call on the Ambush. And Ricardo Carvalho is down. It looked like he might have hurt his ankle. Hopefully not that toe that but he's going to have to come off. A toe that he came back from after it was surgically repaired a couple of months ago. So let's see who Marcio Leite is going to replace him with. Alex Steinwasser. No rest for Alex. He's got to come back out there. Well, let's hope it's not the toe for Ricardo. Boy, it looks so good coming back in the lineup. Alvarez fires a shot wide. O'Keefe chips one high in the air. Mario will head it back in. Ian Bennett with it. Ian turning off the board, and Cortez dives out to cover up.
Now the Ambush going to take a timeout here.
2:11 left to go, and it's still the Ambush 7, Milwaukee 6. Let's see what else we got going on in the MASL. One other game that's underway right now. In the third period, Kansas City leading Utica City 4-2, so the Comets not blowing them out at this stage after Utica took a 13-0 loss in St. Louis yesterday. Later on tonight, 6 p.m. Central Time, it'll be Tacoma at the Empire Strikers. And then next action in the league won't be until this upcoming Friday, February 27th, when the Baltimore Blast visit the Ambush in St. Louis for a 7 o'clock game. Wave will be in Utica Sunday for their final trip to Utica, their third of the year, and their final road game of the season. And then back home to finish the season, 5 straight home games, beginning on Sunday, March 8th, with a 2 o'clock game here against the Tacoma Stars. So 2:11 to go, AK. We'll see if the Wave has at least a game-tying goal here, trying to avoid their third consecutive loss.
Yeah, well, the first order of business is to win the ball back here off this Ambush goal throw.
Of course, all the kids loving the 6-7 cam here. When the score is 6-7. I haven't counted up, but I got to believe that 80% of the overtime games this year have been 6-7 games.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Last time the Wave played the Ambush here on January 25th, it was a 7-6 overtime victory for the Wave. And earlier this year in St. Louis beat the Wave 7-6.
Hodson needs to get right up on Williamson, Robert Williamson. Yep. There's the throw.
Headed on. Mario Alvarez blasts it out of the corner. Ian Bennett trying to move it upfield, but it deflects into the Wave bench. They're going to say last touch by Milwaukee. Ambush trying to beat the Wave for just the 10th time in 53 career regular meetings. That's since the revival of the Ambush squad. Remember the original Ambush squad, which began in 92-93 and played through the 99-2000 season, or 2001, as SK, well, he had a pretty good chance there, and he put it up and over. That team actually won a league championship, the NPSL title, back in 95. Swept the Harrisburg Heat in 4 straight in a best of 7 to win it.
Wave loses possession right off their own goal throw here.
Got it back with 1:45.
Good news, Ricardo Carvalho, well, came back on for a minute here. Now he limps off again, Tom. That toe might be bothering him.
That's too bad. But Wave still with a chance. Oh, Alex lost the touch. Look out here. Santana toward the empty net. And he put it over.
Ambush going to allow the Wave to come upfield. Tries to not high pressure him.
Yeah, especially when they've been a fairly high pressure defense throughout most of the day. Steinwasser, tried to play it square, and O'Keefe came up to get it. And Wave trying to get it back. They can't. SK. O'Keefe. Sanchez knocked it away. Zachary Drury going down to the turf to take it and play it away. And that's going to use up a lot of time. Colin O'Keefe could not find the empty net. And I think we might have I was going to say, I think we might have a penalty coming up against the Ambush as somebody decked Sanchez right against the boards. Well, maybe he slipped a bit as well. Ambush defense making it very difficult on the Wave with this extra attacker. Shot is blocked. Alex Steinwasser keeps it. 24 seconds, and the Wave desperate for a goal to tie this thing up. Steinwasser sends it in off the board. Poyo got a piece of it. Top of the area. Bennett turning shot, save.
Big block that time by Briggs.
And cleared into the stands. Oh my goodness, SK, if he keeps that in play, the game's probably going to end. Does the Wave still have a timeout? They do. So Milwaukee's going to 6th attacker restart from the top of the arc, still with a chance with 8.4 seconds to go.
Let's see what Marcio's going to draw up here. Last-ditch attempt here for the Wave.
Well, no doubt if SK can keep that one in the field of play, it bounces down, and that's going to be the game. So still a thread of hope for Milwaukee.
After a huge block just in front of the goal line by Christian Briggs.
Ambush hasn't had a high volume of blocks today, but what they have had have been very timely. Yeah, again, in case anybody's wondering, this St. Louis team is for real. I think everybody around the league probably realizes it by now, but, for the casual fans, the fans outside the inner circle, the general sports fans in St. Louis, perhaps, who haven't been following the Ambush as closely, they got themselves a pretty good team here this season.
They do. I like what the organization has done, too, in recently retiring Mark Moser's number.
Again, their legacy carries back to the original Ambush. And this is a team certainly worthy of some of those great Ambush teams from the 90s.
Well, looks like they're going to put Alex Sanchez down here on the left side along the left boards with Ian Bennett, Huff going down low. You got Ricardo Carvalho to Alvarez's right.
So Ricardo's on for this free kick after he had been injured. All right, Mario Alvarez, one of the league's leading playmakers, ready to trigger, and it comes. Bennett with a shot, blocked, cleared downfield, and the Ambush are going to come away with a victory. Final score here today, St. Louis 7, Milwaukee 6. We will keep it right here and get ready to go down to Dan McNeil for a post-game interview. Tough loss for the Wave and a huge victory for St. Louis.
Come from behind by St. Louis, 2 goals down going into the fourth. They scored just 11 seconds into the fourth and then added 2 more, the last one on the power play.
Torrealba, and Briggs with the assist from Torrealba. And I would say Daniel Torrealba, 3 goals and assist, will be our overall player of the game today. We'll see who gets the nod for the Wave. Alex Sanchez with a couple of goals and an assist. So he would have to be a candidate. Jerry Perez, obviously, before he got injured, 2 goals and some pretty good work in the nets. And again, that was, I guess, the other part of the story today, AK. Wave was up 6-4. Perez got hurt at the end of the third. And St. Louis taking advantage of a cold Willie B coming off the bench. But, again, some giveaways back in the defensive end that definitely St. Louis took advantage of.
Hey, you got to give St. Louis a lot of credit. I mean, Jeff Locker starting Pollo Cortez in goal. That was a big move. Showed he's not afraid to utilize his full lineup. Paid off again today.
So the Ambush take the season series 3 out of 4. All pretty close games. 2 overtime games. Another 7-6 game in regulation today. Another one that was 5-3. No doubt would be an intriguing matchup if somehow these teams met in the postseason. St. Louis now moves into first place with 33 points. The Wave will stay at 30 with their 3rd straight loss. And let's send it down to Van McNeil with Alex Sanchez.
Yep. Okay. All right. First of all, before we get to our hardest working player of the game, this man right here. This is the day. This is why we celebrate, Coach. We're so glad you're with us. The partnership with American Heart Association, that's a great move. Thank you for spreading the message. We're still glad you're here.
Well, again, I want to thank Sean and Meany, the Milwaukee Wave organization, for partnering with the AHA and Play with Heart. Go out and learn CPR. It's a superpower. Save someone. Great game today. There's a lot more to go. March Madness is not only NCAA basketball, but it's also MASL playoffs. So get ready.
Thank you, Coach. Commissioner Keith Tozer. Absolutely. Thank you, Keith. Again, heart.org. Click on Wisconsin. We love that man, Keith Tozer. We love this man, the saucy one, and I know it's not the result that we wanted, Alex, but I mean, there's still a hard-fought game, 2 goals and assists. I know it's not personal. Well, it is personal when we get a loss like this, when we should have beat a team like St. Louis, no?
No, I mean, obviously, these past 2 games, you know, we could go back and think about it. We're like, oh, we're almost there, you know. It's just going back, training, and looking back at our mistakes and just, you know, move on from this, you know.
Assistant coach Daniel Matos came out here at the half and he said, we're working on those little things. And it just seems like we continue to work on that. The more we work on those little things, I mean, it's a bigger picture kind of thing, right?
No, yeah, of course. I mean, as, you know, the regular season's coming to an end, you know, we can't keep making the same mistakes. You know, like you just said, we always look back and try to fix those little things in training. But, you know, as we're reaching that playoff push, you know, we can't keep doing this, you know, so we got to do better as a team.
Right, as they say, we got to tighten up a little bit.
Yeah, of course, you know. Hey, we'll be back. It's all good.
All right, Saucy, let's put the cap on. Let's give it up for number 80, Alex Sanchez. Good game today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, fans. You know, obviously not the result we wanted, but, you know, we got you guys. Don't worry about it.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Alex. Saucy, number 80, Alex Sanchez, PCI. Hardest working player of the game. Tom, Art, let's wrap it up. Let's go home.
All right, thanks, guys. Again, Ambush win their 5th straight, now 11-3-3 for 33 points. Top of the table in the MASL as they are now 5-2-2 on the road. And the Wave drops to 10-6-2 with their 3rd straight loss, 5-2-0 at home. They'll stay at 30 points in a tie for second right now with the San Diego Sockers. So for Art Kramer, Tom Wynn wishing you a good one. Again, our final score here today. The St. Louis Ambush 7, the Milwaukee Wave 6. You've been watching MASL TV.